Welcome back to the Creatures of the Night podcast, episode 3, The Night We Came Home from the Movies again.
Halloween 3.
Part 3. So all the big hurrah, obviously Twitter and the internet and social media is on fire with the, once again, it seems like it's like a thing on our podcast. We're talking about movies that are getting shat on and hated on.
Yeah, yeah. What was the first one we did? Everyone kind of like prayed, but yeah,
But the last episode with
definitely the monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, once again, here we are. It's a very decisive, movie, I should say, where the fan base, I won't even say it's split. I think it's like 80 hate it, 20 like it, So you just saw it. I just saw it. I think we've both seen it a few times now.
I've seen it, pretty much twice at this point.
Okay. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, my initial thoughts is surprising.
Well, first of all, no peer pressure because somebody's in the house. So, all right, go.
Well, I have the Father, the Son,
Holy shit,
and the Holy Spirit right
here. Cheers to that.
So my initial thoughts, I gotta say, is I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie. Mm-hmm. I understand, especially as time goes by, why people don't like it. There's a lot of things that I don't understand about it, and I was like, huh? Yeah. But it kept my attention. It kept my attention, and I enjoyed it. Especially, I came in going in not even caring about this movie when the trailers came out.
But you had seen the first two already, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It looks like I'm the biggest Halloween fan in the world, but really I'm not. I'm a big fan of the original Halloween, the John Carpenter Halloween.
Okay.
Classic.
Okay.
I've seen, I think, about 90% of them. I don't think I saw the Paul Rudd one, even though I know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 and 5 with the little girl, I've seen pieces of it, but not really. So,
well, that one is actually the last good one they made.
Which one?
The one with the little girl. I think that's part 4.
Yeah, 4, and then they made 5, but they didn't. At the end of 4, she was like the killer, and at 5, they kind of skipped it. Right. Maybe, let me know. We can go back and talk about the other ones, but let's start with Halloween 2018.
Okay.
That trailer that came out was great.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, all the trailers have been good. I would say that this one's trailer was the weakest.
Yeah, I know, because it's kind of like I don't think they knew what to do with it.
Well, I don't think they wanted to give away too much either, and that's like partially why a lot of people are pissed, because they say that the commercials are misleading.
Yeah,
because it really isn't that big versus thing that they make it out to be. Even the posters are like back to back. It's like very like 90s thing to do. And
they look like it looks like a Lethal Weapon or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Ass to
ass. And a lot of people like did some funny like photoshops of like Corey Cunningham and her back to back, So it's like a lot of people are pissy about that, so I get it. But yeah,
I get it. If you're a hardcore, I think you call it like purist, where you like analyze the entire. This is the 13th movie, ironically, I think.
Yeah. Well, is it 13th with the Rob Zombie ones?
I don't know if they counted. I don't know if they count that as the 13th one. Wait. So 4, 5, 6 is H2O. Yeah, I think it might be the 13th one. I think it might be the 13th one.
No, I think it's 13 with the Rob Zombies.
Yeah, I'm saying I think that's 13 total.
Yeah.
So that's funny because Friday 13th totally ripped them off.
It's like I get being a purist. Like I said in the previous podcast, actually, like to me the 78 Halloween is like my favorite all time, and it's like church for horror. You know what I mean? But
yeah, classic.
Yes, of course, and I'm like hardcore Carpenter guy. But you can't be a purist of something that goes on for so many decades through so many different directors' hands, so many curveball left turns.
44 years since the
Dude,
first one.
and everybody does their take and they change the mask 100 times and the backstory. And it's hard to be a purist. Like, if you're going to be a purist, just say that I only like part one.
Yeah.
Because it only took till get to part three for that shit to make an entire U-turn and go a different direction.
Yeah.
And then immediately go back, So to be a purist of this franchise is a little difficult.
But where I was going is the Halloween. Let's go to at least the new trilogy, right? That trailer was really good. I saw Halloween 2018. I liked it. I was a little bit disappointed. It looked great. I mean, now looking back, I admire it a little bit more. But initially, back then, I liked it. I love that scene when he's first in Haddonfield and he's just going around, and that was great.
The long shot that just follows him getting
Yes,
the.
and he bump into the kids and they have the same like musical sting. But then I felt like, okay, they're kind of doing the same thing. It felt a little bit more simple than I thought they were gonna do. But it was good.
They played it safe in the first one, but I'll be honest with you, I love that first one. I saw it in the theaters and I was so fucking stoked. Just everything, the ambiance, the atmosphere, the way it was shot, that John Carpenter score.
The remake, with his son. I think it was his son, right?
Yeah, both of them. All three movies, they're doing it together. But it's like specifically the 2018 Halloween. That score is the best. Like, holy shit, it gets you like fired up, And that scene, like you said, that intro scene, that like Dolly follow him behind scene.
I mean, it wouldn't exist without the original, but the original was kind of like flat sounding, This one had like the bass. It had a little bit of synth, but not too much. It had an extra kind of like my son is into Halloween, even though he hasn't seen any of them. But I played the songs, and he likes the new version better.
Okay.
But I get it. And then Halloween Kills came out. I mean, the pandemic got in the way. Apparently, the original idea, they were going to do one every year.
Actually, part 1 and 2 were supposed to be the same night, kind of like the original 2.
No, I think it still is, even though they separated the movie.
It is, but I'm saying it was supposed to be a lot smoother continuation, but because of the pandemic, things got complicated. Oh, no. Actually, that was for ends. It was going to be closer in time. There wasn't going to be a 4-year jump, but because of the pandemic.
They added that in. That's why I think that this movie has a lot that they added onto, and we'll talk about that there's things that doesn't gel with the other ones because they had to add that 4-year gap. Because you're right, what I heard was 2 and 3 were back to back.
Yeah,
they were supposed to film it like Back to the Future kind of thing. The pandemic got in the way and it was a delay. So by the time they made to part 3, they made changes.
Yes,
and that's why they added the 4-year gap, because I guess everyone looked older. I don't know exactly why they did that, but well, I mean, for the character arc for Jamie Lee Curtis, they had to have it. It can't be the next day she's okay. But anyway, I saw Halloween Kills. I didn't see Halloween Kills in the theater. I don't know if you did. It was during when they were releasing shit streaming.
I saw all 3 in the theaters. So and on Peacock. I had Peacock anyways, but I made it a point
to they did part 2 in the theaters? They did part 2 in the theaters?
Yes.
Okay. But that was when nobody was
actually I remember I went to my brother-in-law's house and we were going to stream it on the projector, and we had people come over. And for whatever reason, the projector was not working. So we exited. We just had a regular hangout day. And the next day, I think we went to the movie. So
about part 2, I gotta say I like the beginning when they went back to part 1 and they recreated the ending, but they changed it
with the Loomis.
Yeah, because he has to get caught, because to make sense to part 1.
That was so good.
I mean, the new whatever Halloween 2018. Yeah. I like how they made it look 70s. I like whatever they did with Loomis. I don't know how they did that, but it looked good. I love the shot of him.
It was all prosthetics. It's a mask.
Oh, that's why it looked good.
Yeah, it's really good.
And there was no close-ups. I love the shot when they pull back to mimic the shot from part 1 with him as a kid. With the mask.
Yeah.
The same music and the cops in the front of the same house. That was good. That was the best part of the movie. But I remember when I watched it, I was zoning out. I couldn't get into it. Every time I would try to watch it again, it was fucking Anthony Michael Hall screaming "Evil Dies Tonight."
The infamous "Evil Dies Tonight." Take a shot.
You know? Yes, they do have. It's a lot like part two. I mean, all these movies are basically like they're doing the original three, but they're doing their own thing because Jamie Lee Curtis is in the hospital, just like part two, except it's not Michael with her.
Right.
Part two is not horrible or anything, but this one I thought was better just because the main thing I didn't like about Halloween 2018 was I felt like I was watching already the same thing. Part three, what I like about it is the fact that it made something new, but at the same time it took away everything from Halloween 1. So I enjoyed it. And the opening scene, we got to talk about that. That was a good opening scene.
That set the tone to let you know this is not going where you think it's going to go.
Yes, and okay. I was watching it unfortunately on my computer because where I was, and I was a little bit not into it. And then when that happened, my jaw dropped like a little kid. I was like, "What?" And then when that blue font came on, I was like, "What's going on? What is he trying to do?" I mean, I got a little bit more excited.
Yeah,
thinking that it was gonna be, even crazier. But that was good. And then the pumpkins. It's almost it's almost like a metaphor for a new beginning. They're ripping apart. Yes. Yeah.
That leads to something else. Okay, so I personally really enjoyed it. Okay.
Good.
I really enjoyed it. It almost feels like a standalone movie, not really too connected to the first
Halloween, two. People would have liked it. I think people would have liked it if it wasn't a Halloween movie.
And I heard somebody say something, and it kind of made sense to an extent. Where I'm sure, if I could get the footage of all three and reshuffle it around, the order of the three movies should not have been the order of the three movies. This one possibly should have been the first. Then leads to
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, he has the confrontation with Jamie Lee Curtis, and then he's back.
And then he's back, and then she goes crazy and turns into Sarah Connor.
But he would have to. Yeah, but they would have to erase the whole fact. They would have to erase the whole fact that it's a sequel to part one, though, because he would have to have been in the.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Oh no. It's just somebody was mentioning some stuff, and I was like, some aspects of it wouldn't make sense if it was out of order. But this movie feels like I said, a standalone, almost like an art house film.
It's like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a slow burn. Mm-hmm. It takes its time with beautiful shots and character development, which in a horror movie like this, it never really happens too much. And this was all character development. I think it was ballsy on the last of a trilogy, bringing in a new main character that you have to be shoehorned in and forced to care about and follow for the entirety of the movie, not like an annoying character that just pops in and out of.
Yeah, pretty much in the last 10 minutes.
He's like the central focus from the beginning of the movie. They're letting you know, here's the character. Yes, Laurie is obviously going to be the main character as well, but when it's not her, it's him. Michael Myers is in the back seat, and I think obviously that's why so many people hate this fucking movie so much. Listen, in Halloween Kills, you got the Michael Myers you wanted. You got him slaughtering motherfuckers every scene. It starts with him picking up 200-pound firefighters and cutting them in half and shit.
Yeah, Halloween Kills is like a Friday 13th movie. It's just murder, slashes, and at the end he's just like superhero like craziness. It
was something you would expect Rob Zombie's Michael Myers to do, because that guy was like 7 feet tall, monster on roids. You know what I mean? And he didn't even go like this. This guy went ham. This Michael Myers has done it in the first two movies. He's gone nuts and giving you the kills and then the crazy death scenes and all that. This was more of a slow burn where it's kind of like old man Michael Myers in the background.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Right?
Yeah.
This kid comes in and becomes the focal point. I thought I was gonna fucking hate him. I already had blown it for
At
myself, and
what
I
point?
already
What point did you think you were gonna hate him, though?
no, before I saw the movie, because I already had
Oh,
read
you
things
kind of knew. Yeah, yeah. I knew.
and
I didn't know exactly what was gonna happen, like you, but we kind of knew that Michael Myers is very barely in it, and that there's a new character. Yeah, I knew some of that too.
right.
So
I had that taste in my mouth of you're gonna bring in a main character at the end of the trilogy, and we're supposed to give a shit about him, and he's the central point, and automatically it sounds like the train is gonna get derailed. This is not gonna be a good ending. This
yeah,
is
it
not good.
sounds like Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones 4. You know,
Yeah, man. What?
I
Dude,
understand if I'm hardcore Indiana Jones. If the whole movie was Shia LaBeouf, and then Indiana Jones shows up at the end
right.
and chokes him and gives him the hat, I would be mad too. So it's okay. No, Shia
It's
LaBeouf has to beat up Indiana Jones and steal the hat.
exactly. But from the get go, first of all, the kid did an amazing fucking job. He acted his ass off. You felt for him from the beginning of the movie, what happens to him, how he becomes a town pariah. And then it kind of gives you that emo love story shit happening at the end. I mean, throughout the movie with Allison and stuff. And it's like, I actually believed it because they're two fucking such broken people that she would like look over all the flaws and shit, all the warnings that people tell her about. I believe that shit. I believe stuff like that would happen, you know? Obviously, she doesn't know that he's a murderous bastard. But in the meanwhile,
I
she
know,
knows
but
he's.
we gotta talk about it. But does she know? I mean,
No, I don't think she
we'll
knows.
talk
I
about
mean,
that scene because there's some scenes where I feel like there's a lot cut out of the movie, and we had a
yes,
conversation. And
yes.
I don't know if nowadays they film shit for the trailer and whatever, but it feels like there's a lot more in the movie that might have made it even better because there's scenes where she looks really scared of him,
Mm-hmm.
like the scene,
Yeah.
like we're jumping around, but the scene where they're at like a diner or something, and then that police officer guy comes in
Oh
and
yeah,
shoots
yeah,
her.
yeah. When he snaps on him, yeah.
She looks scared of him, and then the next, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're right. I mean, she's in trauma, and she's maybe whatever Michael Myers imprinted on him. If we're gonna say that's what happened, maybe he's like it affects her somehow, you know. But it seemed
Yeah.
like she goes from liking him to they have that fight to like I just take a walk. I killed someone. Maybe she took it as he's meaning the kid, but I feel like she's scared of him and then she's not scared of him. But
Well, I feel like it's
that's
kind of.
nitpicking. That's nitpicking.
I feel like it's kind of like she likes the bad boy. There's a darkness to him, but she
Yeah,
knows him like most don't, and he's a nice guy inside.
and
It's
I
kind
think
of it's sort of like the Marty McFly syndrome, where his son is a nerd, Back to the Future too, but when he takes over, everybody's like, "What the fuck? How's he a different character?" But he's the same character. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like
yeah,
that. It does a
and maybe
360.
the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis does like a total 180 where she's like
Betty
super
Crocker.
nice and loves Halloween. Maybe that's a that maybe that's kind of like like I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but you know how it is when you're in that age where you whatever your parents, I mean her grandparent, but whatever they want to do, you do the opposite subconsciously. So maybe that's what it was.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe she was still grieving and she wanted to be around that kind of like grief. I mean, I think we're getting way too into it to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But go to your next topic because I'm psyched. I'm more excited to talk about this than the last two ones we've done. Honestly,
Okay. Okay. Um, what did you take from the whole tunnel scene with the eye transfer or psychic vision? Because that's
okay,
a very symbolic scene that leads to really the turning point
yes,
of the kid going forward. And a lot of people are like, is he transferring his soul to him? I don't think so. I think I'll tell you what my take is. I feel like Michael Myers is not human. Okay. I go with the route of he is the embodiment of evil. he is like an animal that just he's meant to do something on instinct, and he's there to do that job and that job
Okay.
alone. He's aging. He's obviously seemingly like fading away in that
Well, he
tunnel.
has to be in his 60s at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
I mean, they
sure.
show him old.
Yeah, and I feel like he's in those tunnels living out the remainder of his days. Like he was just gonna be in there until he disappeared. This kid has like rejuvenated him, and he sees something in him, which is kind of like, I don't know if it's like a sixth sense, like you are in the same path as me. You're the same as me. I don't know if that was like a thing there. That's what that was, and it was kind of like, oh shit, Batman and Robin time. Here we go. I don't know.
Maybe,
That's
I
what I
mean,
took from it.
that scene, I mean, that's the whole point of the movie, is that it's so ambiguous that the first thing you think is, oh, he possessed him. But I don't think
Yeah.
that.
If he would have possessed him, then he would have just died. That shell would have died. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Well,
he's there.
first off, okay, the whole sewer thing, I think the Halloween 4 had him living in the sewers, so I think that's an homage
Oh
to
no,
that.
no, no. Yeah, for sure. These guys sprinkled shit from
Yeah.
mythos of
So
different movies been here, but
so Michael Myers has to eat. Forget he has to kill, he has to eat. So I'm guessing he's buddies with the homeless guy. The homeless guy is the character that blows me away, because I don't know. I feel like that's something going on that's its own movie, because he seems to know he's there. He says
yeah,
they bring him. He brings people in all the time. And why did you escape?
yes,
Right.
right.
So I guess he's still killing people. Is he eating them? Who knows?
Well, he's not a cannibal. He doesn't eat
I
people.
know, but how is he surviving? How is he living? Oh well,
He's the
he okay, okay, that's right. He's not human. Okay, let's go with that.
well. That's not a fact. That's
I know
what
in
a lot of people believe.
part one they plant the seed, and then it goes all the way to the cult crap and everything. Yeah.
Well, even in this trilogy, it's all over the place. Part one, it's like he's not human. Part two is, oh, he is
Yeah, but
human.
they
Now part three, it's like, or the other way, it's like, I don't know.
yeah, but they could mean not human as like metaphorically, like he's a monster, but he's not really a monster.
Dude,
Like
the way he takes a beating and buckshots and just keeps coming back, there's something to it.
yeah, but okay, just this trilogy. He according to this trilogy, he's been living in an institution for 40 years. So he's obviously eating food.
Okay, okay, so he eats, but when Corey brings in his first kill in that tunnel,
Okay, yeah, but that's a different scene though. But
that
yes,
motherfucker came to life.
yes,
You could
that's
see
another
him
topic.
like,
I thought, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I thought that's what I liked about it. I thought that it seemed like when he killed him, he got stronger. And
right,
I thought, I mean, maybe it's happening. I thought that he sent him out. It's kind of like like Freddy versus Jason, where he sends him out, and as Corey's killing, he's getting stronger. And when he's ready, he leaves, because he kind of does
Mhm.
that. All of a sudden, he's showing up and he's looking at Jamie Lee Curtis and following her. So I like that idea of he's using him as like a surrogate evil. He's using him as a thing, like like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
umbilical cord, and he's stuck. As he kills, he's getting stronger. I like that idea, but I don't think that the movie kind of really. You have to think about it, and then most people are gonna be not gonna get it. I feel like it's a little ambiguous. Maybe that's the point. Okay, another thing. He grabs him. They have the shot of him like reading his mind or whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
He does that to Jamie Lee Curtis at the end. Well, he grabs her and they show all the movies. I don't know if they're saying if that's like
I don't
remember
know.
everything, or did he imprint her, right? Because at
I
the end
don't.
but at the end she has the
I think that was
mask.
just cool editing for the audience. I don't think that that
I
was an eye to eye
Yes,
connection.
that was my first impression. But I think I saw someone talk about it and I thought about that. And it's very similar. And at the end she has the mask. Still in her house.
Hmm.
So what does that mean? What did you think they would throw the mask inside the thing at the end? Maybe she's the next one.
No, she's too old.
No, I don't mean they're gonna do that, but I'm saying, is that what you're saying? It's like Inception with the stupid thing spinning, where it's almost like I'm reading too much into it, but I mean, it looks cool. His head on his mask on the table, but
Listen,
I don't know why
just
she
the
would still
sheer
have that
fact,
there.
just the sheer fact that it's the ending of the trilogy, people are looking for details in hope that it's not the end. It's
It's
the
not
end.
gonna be the end.
It's
I
oh no
mean,
no, it's the end for
they're
this
gonna do it
trilogy.
again later.
Oh
In fact,
no,
the rights reverted back to that Mustafa guy.
Halloween, yeah,
Yeah,
Halloween is not going anywhere. This trilogy is over.
yeah.
It's over, and people are looking for signs or whatever. We'll get into like the ending in a little
Okay.
bit because there's something that will go into the final questions I always give you, whatever. But
Yeah, we're all over the place. If you want, if I mean, we don't have to do the synopsis, but if you want to go kind of in movie order, so we can just like focus everything, that'll be fine. Like, like the next topic, I guess.
okay, well, sticking to that scene that we're talking about, the tunnel scene.
Okay.
Okay, so like that's what I was saying. Like I don't know how you took it. Everybody takes it so differently. What was going on there after he got that first kill? It was similar to Interview with a Vampire when Tom Cruise Lestat was eating the rats and shit. You remember that?
No, it was Brad Pitt was eating the rats.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brad Pitt. Yeah, and it was like he's like all degenerate and shit, and then it's like he comes back to life and stuff.
No. Yeah, I love Interview with the Vampire. I
But
mean,
it's
you're
sort
right.
of like the immortals get like a resurgence from like the life force of its victim. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like it was Folgers in his cup.
Yeah, no, you know what? Now that you bring that up, that's right. I mean, the impression is he imprinted him. Thinking about it, I mean, he saw. I mean, the visions they saw him kill the kid. I mean, it's I to me, I feel like it was an accident. I know the whole movie toys with was evil in him, or did he become evil? That's the
Well, it
whole
was
thing.
the catapult because after that scene, he changed entirely his demeanor.
But now, actually, I actually have a good comment after what you said. I think that when he held him, he felt his hate for humanity. You know what I mean? Like he was angry,
Could be, yeah,
and he knew that he could. He he would be. He's the type of guy that would snap.
right.
And maybe Michael Myers. I mean, we don't know really anything about Michael Myers. I mean, supernaturally, but aside from as a kid, we don't know what's up with that. But yeah, okay. So I mean, he's the character Corey is definitely different after that scene.
Right. So it
He's
was
more
like,
confident, and then even the father of the kid later on says, "I saw him." I'm assuming it was after, and he looked different. So there's something different about him. Whether he's like his muse, you know what I mean?
it's sort of like something's been awakened in him now, and now
Exactly.
he
He
has
knows that he could go both ways.
he
Now,
has his Sith Lord
is
master now.
Michael Myers becoming more powerful as he kills?
I
That's a question.
I think so.
But then he
I
kicks the
think
shit
so
at him like later on and steals his mask. So
because no matter what, he's still weak. Like it's and the kid is like in his prime,
I
and
guess okay. So
and they're
that's
in that and they're in that like evil force wavelength. So at that time, I didn't like that scene. I thought that
okay.
scene was very disrespectful to the character.
I
That
think
has
it could have be
legacy.
done better. I think it shouldn't have been a one shot, such
He
a
just
beating.
he just ran in there, smacked him practically, took his mask and ran back out. No, Dad, I
Yeah,
want the mask. It was like,
he
what the
beat the
fuck
shit
is
out of him,
that?
took his mask, and then the 6-year-old guy does a straight up freaking ab crunch.
Well, yeah, the Myers.
Of course, but it's like he could have headbutted him with that. I think that I understand that he needs the mask in the story. I think they could have done that better.
Yeah,
I okay. Well,
you know,
later on, I mean, I
I'll
have
be
a
honest
list.
with you.
I have a
What?
list of what I like, what I don't like. We'll go into that later if you want
Right.
to. But there's a lot of things in there that I didn't like. But geez, man,
I'll
I'm
tell
out of
you what.
breath, bro.
I'll tell. Yeah, yeah. Calm down, David. Fuck, Jesus. I'm still talkative today, man. I love it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
had a long day yesterday. Today, I'm happy to do this. So
I tell you one thing. I fucking loved Michael Myers with a fucking tag team partner.
oh,
I see a whole fucking movie like that, bro. I was like, this is amazing. And I dug him with the scarecrow mask. That was creepy as fuck. I was like, I
is
could
that
have
what
had
it
a lot
was?
more of that.
Oh, okay. My initial reaction, it looked a lot like the one the kid had. in the beginning. That's on purpose.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
yeah.
clown mask. I didn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't get it was a scarecrow. I thought
No,
it
no,
was.
no. It's a scarecrow for sure. It
Oh, okay,
was a
that's good.
scarecrow. Because remember there's one scene where afterwards where he's like in her bedroom after like they were together and he's just staring at the mask on the counter.
Yes, I saw it there.
No, yeah, it's a scarecrow. But that scene was creepy as fuck when they go and kill the doctor and all that shit. And he's
Oh,
just in the dark, like stabbing the fuck out of
yeah,
that. I
but
was
you
like,
know what? I
oh.
just thought about that. I didn't know it was scarecrow, but that's a good thing because, like, the only if I only had a brain, almost like he's controlling him. So I mean, I'm stretching, but I didn't get the scarecrow mask. I thought it was a riff on the clown thing, but now that I think about it, yeah, it does have the little straw and the hat. Yes,
But
that
dude,
was cool.
I could have gone with a lot more of that duo. Like fucking Raptors, just tag team fucking butchering people, Him teaching him the ways, I thought
No,
that
yeah,
would
yeah. I
I
thought he
thought
was gonna go further. I actually thought that at the end she was gonna kill him and it was gonna be him. I thought that's how they were gonna do it.
and this guy's still out on the loose.
Either yes or yes, and then Michael Myers they tease him at the end. Yeah, I mean I had many thoughts about what was gonna happen. I I kind of I don't know for sure, but I almost wish that we know it's Corey, but I almost wish that nobody knew it was him till the end. Like Jamie Lee Curtis kind of already knows,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
scene where he stabs himself and everything. That was good. I didn't. I mean, you watch it the second time, you kind of see it coming, but I didn't expect that at that
No, I
scene.
don't think anybody expected that. I tell you one thing.
I thought either Corey was going to be at the end, or Corey was going to kill Michael Myers, or she's going to kill Michael Myers and Corey's going to kill her. Whatever I thought, the movie didn't do anything that I thought it was going to do, and that's why I liked it. The fact that it
That's
was
why I
so,
liked it too.
yeah.
That's why I liked it too. And that's why so many people like there's like this whole theory. We talked about this off camera before.
A lot of them. I mean, I don't want to alienate anybody, but a lot of them are of a different generation where they.
Oh no, no, I know, but there's a theory out there. There's like a whole article where somebody wrote like if you follow the fonts of the titles or whatever, it follows the
It's
fonts of
true.
the titles of the first original three, and that they always had it planned that part three was gonna be the offshoot, like Halloween season of the witch was, which
Maybe,
I wish they would have dipped their toe more into that. I wish it would have somehow set something up more, which they did.
I think in spirit they had that idea, but I don't think they didn't plan it out like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
No, no,
I
no.
think
And
part
even
three was a response to two and the pandemic, and I think they meshed things up a little bit.
but hey, let me tell you, it's like the ingredients are there. Corey Cunningham with his mask of a scarecrow, him with that one. If they could have tied in Silver Shamrock, it would have been fucking beautiful, But that's neither here or there. That's for our wishful thinking.
We don't know. You never know. They might have a scene like that, but the truth is, we love Halloween 3. Halloween fans, I think, generally like it, but nobody remember. I mean, regular people don't remember that. That's the truth.
What, Halloween 3?
Yeah, regular. I
Well,
mean,
Halloween 3 Season of the Witch now is more popular than ever. You
yeah,
can't
but in like
turn
a
around
cult
without
thing.
seeing merchandise.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think the average If you did you hear about the guy that was wearing a Michael Myers mask somewhere and he got shot by the cops recently?
No, no.
The 911 call said he was wearing a Freddie Myers mask.
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
Oh, Freddie Myers.
I'm just saying, like, I whatever. But what were you getting at?
We were just talking
Okay,
about.
the sewer scene. Okay, so now he's a killer. Do you want to talk about like his killing, the Corey's killing spree before Michael Myers?
Go ahead,
What
go
do you
ahead.
think about that? You said you liked the doctor and the assistant scene.
I liked.
I
No, that's one of my favorite scenes.
I love the junkyard scene. It was like Christine.
Oh, that's another. They did it on purpose. They sprinkled
Yes.
Christine in there.
Yeah, even Corey's thing is like Christine. Remember, he's possessed by the car. He
Yep.
goes from like nerd to like cool but scary.
And it's like a tag team. It's him in the
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, for
love that.
sure. They added that seasoning in there. The some of the
bullies.
kills were fucking great, man. That blowtorch to the face on that punk kid.
Yes. My
Oh my
favorite kill
god.
was the DJ one.
The DJ was the fucking
That was the
insanity.
best one.
And
At
they
the
just left the
beginning, when he's
scene
hitting
there.
him, I was like, "Oh, that's it." And then he pulls him out, and his jaw's hanging, and then he
And
cuts
the
it off,
tongue. And it's just
and
there.
is getting hit by the needle. That was like Friday the 13th shit right there, like, but better.
But see, they also sprinkled in the fog with the DJ. Have you seen the fog
Oh
recently?
yes,
Old
yes, that's
Carpenter.
right. Yeah, John Carpenter's The Fog, 1981. I
That
think that
DJ is
after Halloween.
that DJ is the voice of the movie from the beginning, sprinkled
Yes,
throughout.
when they do the
Yeah,
Halloween, when they do the Universal logo. Yeah.
yeah. So they did a little. There's a lot of little like homages throughout there.
You know what I noticed when I watched it the second time? He only kills people. He doesn't kill random people aside from the kid, but it's an accident, right? He
Oh,
only
you mean
kills
Corey.
Corey. Only kills people that are rude to him.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Once that
So it has a
DJ
little
was
bit of
a prick to him,
A Joker kind of like, like revenge, kind of like a misunderstood vibe to it.
mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Okay, so we're talking about the imprint. So
Back to the imprint. Okay.
he must have sensed evil in him, because if it's true that he killed him by accident, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if he grabbed him and he saw him like murdering kids in a school, then that's different.
Uh-huh.
So I felt like it's almost like he felt rage in him. I mean, like, like at that point, Corey hadn't killed anybody. I mean, he hadn't murdered anybody in cold blood yet.
Who are you talking about? What murder?
No, I'm saying, like, when he grabbed him, at that point, he had only accidentally killed the kid.
Oh no, yeah, he was not a
So
killer.
he's not a murderer, so to speak, in a sense where where he was like purposely killing. I mean, he didn't kill his sister in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the whole point of the movie. It's like kind of a message is like, like in current times with all these school shooters and all that crap. Like, are you born bad, or are you made bad, or is it both, and everything like that?
Well, on his case, he wasn't born bad.
No, I don't think so either.
He got
fucked over.
Got sent to the dark side by the whole town, and his whole fucking upbringing. He was like, dude is like mentally scarred. I mean, fuck, man. From your teenage years, something like that happened to you, and then everybody in the town looks at you like a piece of shit. Now, why hasn't he fucking moved out of that town and gotten the hell out? That's another thing. All these motherfuckers, bro, hanging themselves. They can't.
Everybody hangs out there. Lori, the daughter.
So many people are committing suicide because the shadow of Michael Myers.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Leave.
In the beginning of the movie, when they set that up, I liked that. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" They kind of set up like the fact that like people are becoming, bad things are happening.
Evil is infectious, and it's almost like a plague.
I like that beginning. The beginning was great. The logos were great. That first scene was great. All that stuff was a good start. It got my attention.
Mm-hmm. No. There's ingredients in this movie that I loved. I just hate that none of it was taken further. They all were kind of like there, and then they just never really touch up on it again. I feel like the whole town just has like this curse on it. Mm-hmm. People can't shake it. They can't get out of their own way. They live in their own foggy bubble. I like that, and they should have explored it, because it would have everybody watching this movie in the theater giving their 2 cents is like, why don't you just fucking leave town and get the hell out of there if it's so gloomy? It's better if you explain it in a way where it's kind of like they can't help it. They can't help themselves. They don't know any better. It's like a curse, okay? And it also gives the mythos of Michael Myers truly being the shape of evil, which leads me to this with the whole Corey Cunningham thing. I hate the fact that they introduced a new character
at the end instead of the previous movie, right?
Well, I mean, fine. They introduced him here. Okay, I'm fine. I accept that. Okay. And it works, and I like the character, and I like the character building and the character arc. It's a reverse character arc, because it's not for him starting in the gutter and getting better. It's him getting darker and fucked up. Yeah. And they build him up, and then they fucking kill him. They should have made him the new shape of evil. And it would have reaffirmed that old theory of he's an unstoppable force, because that shell of a man, eventually dies off and it will go on to something else. Michael Myers is not just Michael Myers. He is the Shape.
Yeah, and that would have been perfect with the theme at the end when she says evil does not die, it changes shape.
It would have made a whole tie-in to the intro with one pumpkin breaking and a new one coming out and a new one coming out. They laid those steps there, leading you in that direction, and then they go ahead and like they don't go and they follow through with it. That's the weakest part of this movie. I liked it a lot. I feel like its downfall is not pushing it just the extra step for it to be holy shit, they went there.
Yeah,
After 13 movies, nobody's ever gone there.
The worst part of Halloween Ends is the end. The end scene.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end
exactly.
is the bad part. In fact, yeah, even when Michael Myers show up, that's cool. But I felt like the movie, yeah, exactly. The last end of the movie, that's where the movie just becomes like, oh, okay. And then you're expecting something, and then nothing happens. You're like, oh, okay.
Like I said, I liked it. I appreciate it. It almost feels like a standalone Halloween art film because it's a beautiful film to look at. It has a lot of people have compared a lot of the scenes to Drive. It's very like
edgy, yeah, with the music and when they're on top of the radio station with the neon lights, yeah.
Yeah. And the soundtrack has a lot of like synth 80s score, but it also has a lot of punk rock and stuff. And it has its own different vibe that doesn't really fit all the vibe of the first two. But that's my biggest criticism is like you had the right ideas to do something really fucking cool that nobody has done before instead of a rehash cat and mouse game that every fucking Halloween movie is. And then you just didn't follow through with it. It's like the finish line was right there. All you had to do was push it a little bit further. And this could have been such a memorable fucking movie that it would have been hard to have topped off in the future when another person decides to reboot the shit again. And it's like every time they redo Halloween, sometimes, yes, they've done something totally different, like a Halloween 3 or some crazy occult shit and all that. But it's still,
yeah,
in the essence of bringing Michael back to fucking kill Strode and kill 100 people. This one had a chance to reboot itself, setting up future movies with a totally different guy as the Shape. And something else that I'll touch upon now when I give you the epic question I always give you, but your thoughts on that whole vibe of the way it ended.
Well, I mean, initially when I watched it, I don't know what to say. Okay, well, the fight at the end was a little bit brutal. I liked how she's pinning him to the table. But then, like, I mean, he has 2 deaths, I guess you could say, but it's a little bit lackluster. You know what I mean? I like the shot when she grabs the knife and you kind of see his reflection.
The reflection. Well, that was a cool shot.
She says stuff like, "You're the boogeyman. You're just a man about to breathe," and she slices his throat. Which a normal person, that's a horrible death, but it just seems so weak. And then he comes back and he chokes her. For a second, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna kill each other." All right,
that would have been something else too.
That makes yes. And then the granddaughter comes in, breaks his arm, and then they talk, and then they just slit his throat, his arm. Which I mean, the prosthetics were great.
Oh yeah, that was brutal. That was gross.
And then
he holds his hand while he bleeds out.
First thing I gotta say, in a town where fear is a problem, and the guy from Armageddon and the Punisher is her boyfriend or whatever. They take way too long to show up at the house.
But you know, the whole time is like, but these are the worst cops in the world. They got one job to do. Everything is about Michael Myers around that town. They know that he's at the house. The call has been placed. The whole ending happens, and not one cop is there yet. Come on.
I mean, it's not like, oh, old lady accused of murder. It's not Miami Beach where somebody. It's Laurie Strode. She said she's gonna kill herself. There's murders happening.
By the way, that town doesn't have a SWAT team by now.
They should have.
Michael Myers unit, bro.
right? They show up in slow motion, and then I get it's a movie and everything, but like it's a little bit ridiculous that they're like, okay, we're gonna put them on top of the car, and then everyone gets apparently a mass text.
Yeah,
Everyone knows what happens.
that town in this trilogy, it doesn't take much, and it's like The Simpsons when the mob shows up with a pitchforks and fucking torches and shit. It's like in 2 minutes, 15,000 people are outside waiting. It's like, and then they had the whole Neo ending. The
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
Neo ending
and then I
top
guess,
of the-
and I guess, I mean, I'm speaking positive, but like the last movie, everything is mob mentality or evil dies tonight. And then now all those people are just slowly going like it's a funeral of Laurie Strode to the funeral thing, and they're just watching her. What are you gonna do? In fact, when I watched that scene, there's a part where there was lights coming in with steam. I thought for a second, I thought she was gonna stay in the car and a train was gonna smash into both of them.
Oh God, that would have been out of nowhere.
And then
Then the train would have said Silver Shamrock Industries.
yeah, why not? The shot of
That's
Michael
ballsy.
Myers being folded in half, that was cool. How it exploded and everything, that was cool. But then, I mean,
Did
it's
he
a
have the
movie. But then,
mask
but
when you
then,
put him in the grinder?
yeah, when they put it, that was a cool shot. It looked good. The
No,
graphic
but
of
did he have the mask on? Because
no,
how did she have it and it's like intact? I know she
uh,
takes it off of him when she kills him in the
yeah,
kitchen.
yeah. I guess she
But
didn't.
in
She
that
probably.
shot, did he have it on?
I don't. That's a good
I
question.
gotta
I
go
don't know.
back and rewatch that because that could be a big fucking fuck up. He probably didn't though. He probably was just like,
Probably didn't.
yeah.
But then the next scene, everything's back to normal, and the news is like Michael Myers is dead. And how many laws were broken that night? You know what I mean? Like they're like Michael Myers is dead and everything is fine. You know what I mean? Like I understand vigilante in a town where they want to do it, but modern day they're not gonna fly with that without someone saying what's going on. The news is not gonna say what they did if it's
Well, that's obviously that small town plays by its own rules because even at the end when they killed him, the sheriff is like, is the one who was like, fuck that, we're doing this shit our way. Put him on the roof, we're gonna take him into town. It was like we're gonna parade his ass and everybody's gonna get their fucking
yeah, I know, but the
chain.
news say Michael Myers is confirmed dead. Who confirms dead? It's got to be. I mean, like
The grinder confirmed dead.
okay, maybe the town is just very corrupt. It's very like
It's not
okay,
corrupt. It was very symbolic. It was like, bro, nobody in this planet is gonna understand the people from Haddonfield and the fog that we've been living in, and we don't play by those rules.
well,
So
I got to look at it again. Was it local news? Because it looked like CNN news. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure it was local news.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
sure
okay, fine,
they
fine.
keep everything within that town. I don't think they really go outward. So it's part of the charm of the movies. It's always a small town vibe, and everybody knows everybody, and that's why it works there. But they could have done. I don't know. I don't know. It was very like symbolic. I get it. And then at the end, she has the happy ending with the deputy and all that, or the sheriff, and they're a cute couple. I like that. I didn't mind
No,
that.
that's fine.
Let
Even
them
though
have.
he straight up died in the first movie.
Oh yeah.
Back.
They brought him back, and they're both in the hospital the whole time and shit. But it's like, she deserves peace and some form of happiness after the life that she's lived. So I didn't mind that. It's either she died with Michael,
Yeah.
or she finally gets peace in her life. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm not fine with the way they ended Michael. I feel like
Okay.
it was a little disrespectful.
Yeah, you posted you made a comment that disrespected him. You're talking about the end, like right the way.
I mean, the whole. There's a lot of things in that movie that disrespected him. Okay, the whole bitch slapping him and taking his mask shit would never happen in any other movie. The whole old man Michael, like old man Wolverine, he's just like, yeah, he can kill motherfuckers, but he's always limping and he's fucking slower. Jamie Lee Curtis just straight up massacred him in that fucking kitchen. That was no problem, And it was like, put up more of a fight. If this is the way you're gonna have him go out, fuck her up too. Make it like it takes her and her daughter to fucking take him down 100%. She already had him pinned down by the leg. Like, motherfucker went down, pinned under a fridge with like a knife in the hand, I'm like,
No,
No.
he even stabbed her with the needle from part one,
Yeah, it's trying to
and
get
it
it.
was
I was like,
only like a
ooh.
little piece.
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, I think that they went ham on the first one. I mean, 2018. That
yeah,
showdown was good with the traps and everything.
yeah.
I heard that in the third one they shot. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis only was on set for like a month and a half.
On this
So
last one?
yes, I looked it up on Wikipedia. She filmed it from January to February of something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if a lot of that was just like last minute stuff to do. Let's do this, let's do that. I mean, there was things I liked. I liked when she used the pan to stab him down. He's like a Jesus Christ kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. The
I mean,
Neo ending.
yeah, Neo ending. Yeah, it's kind of like the Matrix, where you watch it now. When I had a baby born recently, and we were in the hospital, and we had to succumb to like shitty TV,
Yeah.
and they were playing all the Matrix movies, and they were playing part three with commercials on AMC. So you know that takes like 5 hours. And I
Mm-hmm.
was watching it, and I was like, I'm appreciating it more now. But when we saw it back in 2003, we were kind of disappointed with the ending, with the Rainbow. You know what I mean? But
Everybody hated it.
after part
Yeah.
four, you're like Matrix 3. Fuck yeah.
And let's not talk about
Yeah,
resurrection
let's
or
not talk about that.
whatever. Oh God.
So, I have a list of things that I mean, some of it we already touched upon. Things that I definitely liked, things that I did not like or unsure of.
Okay.
So,
Go for
I
it.
mean, like,
Knock them out.
okay, well, some of it
Well,
we already
wait,
talked
wait,
about.
wait. Do you want me to say? You want me to ask you the question that I always ask you? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, that works. No,
Okay. So, like always, at the end, what do you wish they did, and what do you wish they didn't? Did I just fuck you over?
what do you wish they did?
And what do you wish they didn't? What I always ask.
Okay, same thing.
Same thing.
It's a good question, but I think most of the things I already had said. I kind of what I wish they did was kind of what we spoke about before. I wish that the Corey storyline went a little bit further, and maybe she pulled in it's him, and she's like, "Holy shit, I accidentally killed him," and then you could have the scene with the daughter come in at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I mean, but the thing is, like, I understand why they didn't do it because then the Halloween fans would hate it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go that route, if you're gonna go the Halloween 3 route, go full ham. And then at the end, Michael Myers is still alive.
Okay.
You show him fall. I like how they threw him off the bridge. Ironically, did you notice that he also fell off the banister just like the kid in the Laurie Strode house? When she
No, I
shoots him,
didn't.
he falls out in the same way between the stairs,
Okay.
almost the same way.
Okay.
Maybe show him getting sucked in, and then the whole movie is him. But maybe even we don't even really know it's him. We think it's Michael Myers, and then we reveal it with her that it was him. But then that takes away a little bit of the character, so I understand.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish, to be honest, I kind of wish that he didn't die at the end. I think that would have been good. He didn't die at the end.
You're talking about Corey Cunningham or Michael Myers?
No, Michael Myers doesn't even die at the end.
Okay.
Corey they kill each other. She pulls his mask and it's Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And then you cut back to the sewer that we saw before, and you see him like came back. I mean, that's as ambiguous as it is now.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I did like how in the old movie they showed the old Thing movie, and this movie they showed the John Carpenter's Thing. Did you notice that?
Yes. Yeah.
That was cool.
That was very cool.
And it made me feel old because to a kid now, that's almost as old as the other movie when we were watching Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And the opening scene, back to the opening scene, that was good because I think.
By the way, I know you probably got a kick out of it because we're huge fans of that shit. But how about the stepdad watching fucking Hard Target in the junkyard?
Oh my god, that was great!
I was like, what the fuck? That's awesome. So random.
That was so. It was him blowing up the car, right?
Yes.
Universal movie. That was a Universal thing. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's fucking odd.
And,
Awesome.
okay, yeah. And then another thing with the, I mean, maybe it was my attention span, but the edit. I didn't even realize that was his dad right away because
Oh
they
no, I
showed
did
him already in
that.
the movie. But then I was
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Because they show,
and he works in the junkyard.
yeah, he's helping him out. I thought it was just a nice guy helping him out. The junkyard. Oh,
I,
okay,
I don't think they should have killed him.
that was
That was,
brutal.
yeah.
Okay, well, okay, the bullies. I like that they were like little fucking kids.
Oh god, they're so annoying.
They're
They're
so
such
annoying. They're
bastards.
so like millennial. I mean, sorry everyone, but they're younger.
Yeah,
The main kid, the one that wanted to get him beer, he just looks like you want to punch him in the face.
yeah.
They're great. I love the whole scene at the end. I mean, the junkyard scene was great.
Oh, the fucking! I'm telling you, the
Very like Halloween
blowtorch to
3
the
that
face. Oh,
oh, and his face was glowing and it was
yeah,
out of
yeah,
focus.
yeah.
They did when the kid falls, they have the wide shot of the mom, and then when they do the close up, the reverse shot, he's like out of focus, but it look I don't know if it's CG, but it looks like a doll. It looked really good.
I know. I'm pretty sure it was a real prop.
It
Yeah,
was a
the way he hits
flop,
the floor,
the
stands
floppy
up, and
neck.
like,
Yeah, that was
ah,
good.
gross. No, the
But that
kills are
opening
great.
scene, I was watching and I'm like, okay, the Michael Myers is gonna come. He's gonna kill them. They did a good job of
Yeah,
just like that. I'm like, okay, is he gonna kill him? Is he gonna kill the kid? I didn't expect what happened, which
yeah.
was good.
I don't think anybody did. I was like, what the fuck? Unless you like read something beforehand. I was like, holy shit.
And I noticed that I think it's an intentional choice. They did it in the first movie. They cut mid sentence when they cut to the title. The mom is like, "What have you done?"
I love that shit. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
did it in
It
the
makes it
first
more
Halloween,
dramatic.
in Halloween 2018 when he's holding the mask, and they're all like, "Ah!" There's dialogue and they cut mid sentence to it. It's jarring, and I,
Yeah,
I like that.
sorry. Yeah.
I don't remember if they did it in Halloween Kills, to tell you the truth, but
They probably did. They probably did the same thing throughout, especially if it's as thought out as they claim it's been.
we
So,
talked about the comparisons. Obviously, Halloween 3. I mean, I'm sure you heard about Friday 13th Part 5. And I don't know if you're a Jason guy. I feel like you're more a Freddy guy.
no, no, no. I'm always been more Michael Myers number one.
Okay. I don't know if you saw
Freddy number two, and then Jason always been my third.
Friday
I know
13th
you
Part.
like Jason.
Yeah, I grew up on Jason and Freddy. I didn't really see a Halloween, a Michael Myers movie till later.
Okay.
But because they didn't play him as much. Because when we were kids, there was 1, 2, and then 3, and then honestly, I remember 3 more than the other ones. I remember the trailer for 3 on Channel 33 UPN.
Creepy with the kids walking down the hill.
Yeah. So like, I didn't realize it was the same thing, but in Friday 13th Part 5, I don't know if you remember it, but
Yeah, there's another guy playing Jason.
it's not even Jason at all.
Jason, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Now they don't have Jason's not literally not in it at all, so it's not completely like it. But
Yeah, it's been done if you think about it. The idea, at least.
yeah,
I'll give
even
you.
Halloween 4, where they kind of insinuate that she's the next one.
Yeah, but they never followed through with it. So
No.
I'll give you my wish they did, wish they didn't.
Okay.
Obviously, my wish they did is the one thing before I saw the movie I talked to you about, and I was hoping to God that they would do, which would be set up the franchise for possibility of like the Silver Shamrock stuff to happen, But if they weren't even going to go that way, what they should have done was not kill Corey Cunningham, like I said, and have him be the new Shape. That's what they honestly should have done, because they would have set the baton for this to go forward, and it would make sense. You put all this time and effort to introduce this character in the last movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Build him up.
It feels like they're fucking with us.
Yeah, they build him up just to kill him at the end. And it's like, wow, he was perfect for that. He was just getting in the groove of it. He learned from his Sith Lord master. He was ready to go, and then they fucking killed him. I'm like, come on, man.
And then the kid, I forgot his name, something with an R.
Oh, Rohan something, I forget now.
He was good. The opening scene, when I watched the second time, he's smiling. He's got the glasses. He's got dorky. And then the rest of the movie, he's got a good way of like.
He looks sinister.
He looks sad, but at the same time, he's scary.
Because he's a fucking good actor. Rohan Campbell is his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, he killed it. He fucking killed it
it
because
was good.
he won me over, and I wanted him to be the new fucking shape of evil. And it would have tied in, like I said, the intro with the pumpkins, which is one shell breaks, the new one comes out from within, right? And the whole connection, soul bonding thing, the quickening, whatever you want to call it, all wasted. It's all wasted. They had it there. I wish they would have fucking built the mythos on. And it's like Jason will never. I mean, Jason, Michael, the shape will never stop. It is a force of nature. It's almost like Mother Nature. It's her like fail safe to constantly have death and like overpopulation or something. I don't know what the reason is, or
No,
maybe,
like a Final Destination thing where he's always back.
or maybe
He's
it's just
always
good and
there.
evil. It's a demonic force that's here to make sure that everything is there's good and there's evil always to balance it all. I don't know, but that's one thing I wish they would have fucking done, and I think they dropped the ball. What I liked, I'll tell you what. There's a few things that I was like really. I love the Nick Castle fucking cameo as the fucking stripper flasher guy in the nightclub. That was came out of nowhere. I was like, oh fuck, nobody's gonna get that unless they're hardcore. But that's a little tidbit thing. What I actually liked was that the story was not the stale retake of the cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
That they had at least some balls to do something different that was going to piss people off. They said it's not going to be for everybody. We're doing it, and they did it. Now I think they went weak on it and they didn't finish it through, but at least they did something different. They ended it with balls to say we're just fucking going to end it. I think that's their biggest turn at the end of the movie, is that everybody thought they were going to go the route maybe that I was talking about or something else. And at the last second, they're like, nah, just kidding. We're just going to fucking end it, though. He's fucking dead for real. And she's going to live out her life with the fucking happy ending that you're not going to expect. And that's it. Roll credits. So I got to give them props for that. But I don't give them full props because they could have gone all the way through and done something really special and set it up for future filmmakers to take the baton, play within that universe, and be like, either Michael turns into this guy and he keeps on, or he died, but X, Y, and Z. You could have brought in Silver Shamrock and been like, add some mythos to that.
Yeah.
You could have made Rohan the new fucking Michael Myers and kept Michael Myers going on from that. But you shut the door entirely. And that's why I think a lot of fans are like, you did him dirt. You made him old man Michael. You killed him. And then you ended it. And there's no coming back now.
Yeah, you're right. It would have been great if they pulled off what they couldn't do back in 1982, where they set up a franchise, an anthology thing, which nowadays people probably get into it.
Everybody loves anthologies now. It happens all the time, you know.
Do the multiverse of horror. You know what I mean? That would have been great. I'll tell you what I didn't like. What I'm so pissed off about. No fucking Dick Warlock.
No Dick Warlock. Yes, you're right.
That we know of.
I think by now we would have known, and there would have been like his name would have been in the credits and shit. But you know, what are you gonna do? Can't get it. All the cameos in there. He's still alive, right?
I think so.
I think so too. And if he's not, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, not to talk about competition, but ironically, you know what videos came out today?
What?
In a Massacre, James did a Halloween Ends. It just came out.
Oh, really? No, I haven't even seen that. No.
And Red Letter Media, they loved it.
They liked it?
Yes. They usually tell the end. The beginning. At the beginning, they're both both guys go, "We liked the movie. We're gonna tell you right now. It's 47 minutes long."
That's short for them.
Yeah, kinda. I haven't seen the whole thing. I just started clicking it when I was, earlier. But
they like it now. Yeah, I'll check it out.
It starts with kind of like they're very dry, satirical. They're like, Paul Rudd was in the worst Halloween movie, and they show like all the ones that nobody liked. It's like, how many bad Halloween movies can they make? And they cut to them, and it's like, it's Mike, the older guy. He's like, I fucking loved it. Really like a wig. He's wearing like an old man wig. I don't know what they're. They always have like a little theme going on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when they're on a mountain or repairing a VCR. I saw the beginning and they liked it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear what they say.
I gotta
And I
see
think
that
they
now.
like it for the same reason that I I've seen a lot of videos. I'm sure you have. I've seen rants and stuff. Not everybody, but I think the people that like it are kind of skewing a little bit older, where they've been seeing all the Halloween movies
But they just want something new.
and they're just happy. Yeah, I'm just happy that it's different.
Yeah,
It wasn't perfect. They could
yeah.
have done way better, but the fact that it was different, it kept my interest, and I was like, huh? You know?
Yeah, I was curious because I didn't really ask you before we started rolling. Do you really like it? I wanted to see how it came out of you or whatever. But
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question. I didn't see it in the theater. How was the theater experience? Like, how did anybody react? Like, was anything? How was it in the
the
theater?
showing that I went to, there wasn't that many people there. It was kind of
Didn't make that much money too, because of the fact that it's on Peacock.
I don't understand that. It's like they do it to
Me,
themselves. They did it because they did it with the last ones. It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
but
I
the
get it
last
because
one
you
was
wanna.
already like it was already where nobody there was no hit movie yet. Like Maverick didn't come out or whatever. I understand the last one because people were scared to go in the theater, but like I have notes here. The 2018 made 255 million worldwide.
Wow. Yeah, but that was
159.
towards the end. This is the first weekend.
No, no,
Or
no,
you're
no,
talking
no,
about first weekend.
no. I'm talking about the 2018 one
Yeah, yeah, but you're talking about
total.
gross or opening weekend.
No, no, no. Opening weekend it made 74 million.
Okay, and this one made like 40 something, no?
Yeah, yeah, 40 something. But I'm saying like the first one made a lot, and that's expected. There hadn't been a Halloween
Yeah,
movie.
but also the first one wasn't at the same time on streaming service.
No, no,
I think that
that was
was,
back. That was the old days in the theater. Yeah, that was
but, but
no
that, but
COVID.
that's why the
No, of
second and
course,
third came out streaming
of
at the
course.
same time. So
But I'm just talking about like, are they gonna make? How long is gonna be till they make another one? The last one took a drop. It made 131 million,
mhm.
and then this one right now is about 47.50.
Well, you got to think about it this way. When the first one came out, we hadn't had a good Halloween movie in a long while.
The last one was Rob Zombie, which technically doesn't count. So it was not the
Uh,
Busta Rhymes one. It was the last official one.
yeah, but that was like what 2000.
Two.
Yeah, man. The Rob Zombie one is you can't go by that because the common fan didn't even go see that movie.
No, yeah, yeah.
They're a hardcore fan and then they hated it. This was the big mass appealing comeback and
The
people
Legacy
ate it up.
sequel, the Jurassic World.
And it had Jamie Lee Curtis coming
Yeah,
back and it was a big deal.
yeah.
So
That
yeah,
trailer
I
was
would
great. That first
that
trailer
doesn't
was great.
the what?
The trailer for 2018 was really good.
Oh, it was amazing.
It did a
The
good
trailer
job.
for part two was great too. You know what? What's a pet peeve of mine? Their stupidity. If you're gonna make that the sequel to the original, why call it Halloween? I
Yeah, I
hate
hate when
that.
it's the same title.
Hate that. It throws me off
They
entirely.
did
I'm
it
like,
with Scream. The last Scream was called Scream. Scream 5 was Scream. And then when you go to the store, it says all new movie with a sticker.
yeah, so people don't get confused. They should have made it Screams and the S be like a 5.
Yeah,
Something. I don't know.
the Scream 4, the last one before this one was called Scream 4, and the A was the 4. So I don't like when they do that. They've
Some of
done that
these
many times.
some of these choices that these studios make, like
Yeah, but
sometimes I wonder,
that's a marketing crap.
where does
That's
this come
marketing
from?
crap.
And who thinks this is a good idea? Like, you don't think that's confusing? Halloween, part 2, Halloween, part 3, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. Why do they all have subtitles and the first two don't, and they have the same time?
No, think about it. You have Halloween 1978, Halloween 2007, Halloween 2 2000 in 1981, Halloween 2 Rob Zombie, and then Halloween 2018. It's super confusing.
It's funny because that first 2018 should have technically been called Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah,
Then
if it
Halloween
wasn't taken.
Kills. and then Halloween ends. But they could have come up with another wordplay in that type of resurgence. I don't know. Think of something. Don't name it the same as the first part. Fucking idiot.
They do it all the time. I think the Grudge. I think the Blair Witch Project. They did the same thing. They made a new Blair Witch Project, which I
Yeah,
haven't seen. It was called Blair Witch Project 2000 whatever year.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it's stupid.
Well, I guess we should start wrapping it up. I think we got in our 2 cents.
All right. So you asked me that before. Of the new trilogy, what do you rank? I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing Halloween 2018 ends and then kills of the new ones, or you like kills better?
Yeah, I think I would do Halloween, then ends, and then kills. I think kills is a funner movie, but I think it's too convoluted and it's too all over the place and
Yeah.
batshit crazy. And it only made for more confusion for this to be a linear trilogy that is like, well entrenched together. I think that second part threw things around so much and introduced so many characters that ended up going nowhere, that now they had to hurry up and close out going forward, that you're like, what the I had fun with it. The kills were amazing.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. The murder scenes were more brutal. The
Yeah,
murder
yeah,
scenes
they were
were
fucking
good.
fantastic. Yes. You know how this movie should have ended? The way Halloween 2018 ended. Them tricking him back to the house, locking him and burning him alive with that shot. That's how the trilogy should have ended. If you were going to just shut the door and not bring in anything that we talked about, like letting somebody else take the legacy or bringing in the Silver Shamrock shit. That ending scene of part one was so powerful, of him just staring at them from the top, with
Yeah.
the fire and just him. That was a scary fucking shot. End the series with that shot. That would have been fucking memorable, at least. Just a
Oh,
thought.
before we end, another thing that I think is lacking from this one and the last one, and the first one in a sense, is Jamie Lee Curtis character is great, but she's basically just like the victim, the final girl. But there's no Donald Pleasance, like the Loomis character.
Right, right.
It is a little bit missing. Like th- no
Loomis was kind of
match
like
for him in a sense. He's like the mental match to his physical match.
Loomis was sort of like the heart and soul.
Yeah,
That was like the guy that he felt guilty. It was his fault. He's trying to make things right, even though he's making things worse sometimes.
Michael. Yeah, even though
Michael!
he's screaming all the time. Yeah,
Every time I can't think of Loomis now without the we watched the movie guys.
yeah.
They're like entrenched in my head now. Michael. But
Michael.
those guys are
Oh,
awesome.
speaking of YouTubers, have you? I know you hack the movies guys.
Yeah.
They're friends with Movie Dumpster. They did
Yeah.
a 5 minute. You seen the five Halloween in 5 minutes?
No, I saw the thumbnail, but I haven't
They
seen it.
recreated the movie, and the guy from Movie Dumpster, not the guy with the brown hair, but the other guy, the main guy,
Yeah, he's Loomis.
plays Loomis. But they
Yeah,
went all out. They gave him a bald wig, and
I saw that. I saw on the thumbnail that little clip. It
He
was
does a
good.
good impersonation. Yeah.
Does he really? I gotta watch that too now. Fuck it, I'll
I mean,
probably watch it.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw a piece of it. It's only 5 minutes, but he does a good impersonation of it, and they're like spoofing the first movie.
Yeah.
So it was really good. It was good. He did good.
Did you watch we watched the movie guys live stream the other day?
Not the whole thing. They went on for hours.
It was long, but they did a little one before that. They did
Oh,
the
I've seen them talk about it, but the live stream, I caught it when I texted you. I caught it.
okay, yeah, on the live stream. There's one point when one guy asked the guy that does the Loomis character.
Yeah, I think Mike. I think his
He's
name is
like,
Michael.
we should go film you in a dirty dumpster somewhere where it looks like the junkyard where they put him in the grinder at the end, just to get Loomis's reaction of Michael Myers finally getting his. He's like, Either that or we do Loomis watching the video, doing a reaction video. And he's like, I can see that. And then he goes
That's a good
into
idea of him
he's
watching the movie.
He's like he's like eating popcorn. He's like, that's right, fucker. Take it, I like it. It's like this stupid shit on it. Those guys trip me out. Those guys trip me out.
Wait a minute. This just was on Reddit. I'm on Reddit right now. It just leaked that the fact
Breaking
that
news.
Michael,
Breaking news.
Breaking news. The fact that Michael Myers was so lethargic and a piece of was Harrison Ford played him in that scene.
I'm doing everything now. Might as well play Michael Myers. God damn it!
I don't want it. This knife is dirty.
Now I heard he's gonna be in the MCU. He's just like getting as many paychecks.
No, it's official. He's supposed to take over for the guy who passed away, the guy from Dark City and all that stuff.
Who?
No, I'm not lying. He's taking over General Ross.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be General Ross.
Yeah. But I saw a really good CG. Is General Ross a superhero character too? I don't know about that stuff.
No, he's like the military general that gets.
They had Harrison Ford as a big green monster with a mustache, and the cigar next to like the character. Like,
dude, I have no idea. I'm not that. I like some Marvel shit, but I'm not.
The fact that Harrison Ford signed on to that, it's him in a green screen for 2 days. No way he's going anywhere. He's like, I just did Indiana Jones. Well, half of it. Half of it's a stuntman with a face on his face.
Fuck this shit. How much you pay me? All right, but you got to green screen this shit.
You got to give me a plane. You got to give me crash insurance.
Yeah. Get off my plane, goddammit. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, he's too old, period.
Yeah, bro, he's
80 years old. We have an 80-year-old Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's
fucking crazy.
He's like Michael, bro. Whenever he needs that energy, he grabs Ally McBeal. Give me a bitch.
Well, she's not a spring chicken anymore, too. What is she now? I mean,
compared to him, she's still like half his age. Get your ass over here.
I heard like $100 million of the budget for Indiana Jones is just to like straight Harrison Ford's nose.
Yeah, they're using that rejuvenation tech. They use it on Owen Wilson all the time, but it just doesn't work. It's too strong on those.
That's why they haven't done Wedding Crashers 2. It's too expensive. They showed him.
I like my nose.
ILM did a whole test where they recreated his nose. You know what Owen Wilson said? Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Fuck that. Well, now we're rambling, so we might as well wrap this fucker up.
We're failing right now.
Yeah. Episode 3's in the can, so let's wrap it up. I think
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Turn it off.
That's how you should end it.
We'll definitely have one more podcast. We're gonna do something for a Halloween special. I'm not gonna say what it is now. We've been talking about a few ideas, but we'll have one more podcast.
Yeah, we need to do one before Halloween, like a Halloween
to end
special.
October for sure. I have the Halloween Horror Night shit already in the can. I gotta release it this week. We do a bunch of instead of doing what everybody else does, we just did walkthroughs of the scare zones. We didn't even touch up on the haunted houses because you can't film in there anyway. So we just did all the scare zones.
And if you do, it's gonna look like shit. All
exactly. Black. And if you get caught, they're gonna stop you. It's like it's not worth it. So I got that whole video already in the can. We'll be dropping that soon, and then I'm going to Dallas in about a week for Halloween to see the Misfits concert. But we're staying in a famous haunted hotel where we're gonna do a shoot in there. That should be fun, and that should be it for.
What's the name of the hotel?
Fuck, David. I don't know. I forgot now.
I'll look it up. It's a famous.
I have it written down, so I forgot the name of it. Huh? It's a bunch of people have committed suicide by jumping off that fucking place. Oh. Yeah, it has a dark fucking past, so should be interesting.
Oh, thank you. Sounds good. All right, so, official sign off. So next time.
Oh shit! Michael Myers just died. He fell in the grinder. No, Michael. So next time, boys and girls, remember to keep it real. Follow creaturesofthenight.com. All our social media outlets are there. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the works. My co-host, David Gonzalez. Until next time, brother.
Till next time.